So I'm Cadet Corporal Rupesh Reddy. Today, our super senior Cadet Under Officer Raviteja sir is here. So he's gonna share his experience about All India Vayu Sainik Camp 2022. He was a first cadet from our college, Anurag University, to do a national camp, and he also won a bronze medal at All India Vayu Sainik Camp 2022 in skeet shooting. He has done other various camps as Air Force Academy Attachment Camp and All India Vayu Sainik Camp. So now he's gonna share his experience with us. Sir, you can start now. Thank you, sir.
Jain cadets. Now
Yeah.
voice resound అవుతుందా?
No, sir, it's good, sir.
All right. So Jain cadets, this is your ex NCC cadet who passed out with CEO rank. I'm A. Ravi Teja. I don't know what how we are related. I mean, I'm your super senior mate. No wonder you people don't know. I've done All India Vayu Sainik Camp. That is the topic of the day. And I've also done Air Force Attachment Camp, which was the Academy Camp 2022. And also the Vayu Sainik Camp 2022. I won't take too long. I know this is Sunday. Uh, so coming up with a PPT, let's dive in. All right. So with the title AIBSC, various competitions and a long procedure comes to our mind. So basically, how to get into a All India Vayu Sainik Camps contingent is first you go get through the preliminary selection, that is IUC. IUC is abbreviation of inter-unit competition, where you compete with the cadets of our unit, that is 2 Telangana Air Squadron Technical NCC. So you compete with all 4 colleges, compete with cadets from all 4 colleges, and the best of the 4 colleges get into the IUC team. And then uh, IGC comes out. In the IGC VSC, units from a particular group represent their group, and the best from that group get into the training camp. There are many groups in AP and Telangana Directorate. Ours is Secunderabad group, and our group only has one unit. That is Secunderabad group to Telangana Air Squad. So, namely, Hyderabad group also has one unit. That is one Telangana Air Squad. Visakhapatnam also has a unit. Vijayawada has a unit. Kakinada has a unit. Tirupati has a unit.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. Could you please turn on your camera?
Yeah, I turned it on.
Recording is going on. And I
Yeah.
request all the cadets, inform your co-cadets to join.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't remember the dates of IUC VSC, but basically that is where your genre or your niche gets in. I mean, whichever event you are going to participate, it will be listed or will be given to you in IUC itself. So if you become the best cadet of the unit, I mean, by best cadet, I mean by uh, participating in all the events of that camp, be it exam, be it skeet shooting, be it drill, be it line area, tent pitching, flag area, and every other thing, .22 firing. If you are best at all the events, you will be the best cadet. So the best of our unit goes to IGC and represent the group, not the unit, because the unit selections are already done. So in the IGC VSC, you compete with other group cadets. Our IGC VSC was from 18th August to 25th August, as far as I remember to the best of my knowledge. And in IGC VSC, you will have a very different experience because that will be the first time ever that you would be competing with other group cadets. Okay. And then the best of all the groups get into the training camp. There will be two training camps. Ours was from 6th September to 13th September. That was training one. And consequent and sequential training camp two, which was from 14th September to 21st September. So there was no gap between training one and training two camps. And not even for the VSC. We had to leave from Warangal to Rajasthan. So for, regarding my camp experience and my overall experience with NCC, this camp had a major impact on me. IUC, I was not selected for VSC in the first place. In the preliminary selections, I got out, and then I got an offer for AFA. I got selected for AFA camp. AFA, I mean Air Force Attachment Camp, which was in Dundigal. So 30 cadets all over India had participated in that camp. And fortunately, our unit had 5 vacancies at that time. I don't know about now, but we had 5 vacancies. So I got in, and we had a nice 10-day camp there. And after I came out, I mean, after the camp got over, the VSC selections had already gone past the primary stage. And then point two to firing selections hadn't been done yet. So I thought of giving it a try because I always wanted to get into the VSC team because in AFA, all the flight cadets, that is what you call the cadets who get into AFA, flight cadets. They're called flight cadets and we are called cadets, NCC cadets. So I just wanted to give it a try and actually wanted to get into the VSC contingent. So I went for the .22 rifle shooting selections. I got shortlisted because my grouping was under 3 centimeters, I mean. So I got shortlisted for the next stage. And then our IUC camp came up. Our IUC camp, I do not remember the exact dates when our IUC was, but to the best of my knowledge, it was from 1st or 3rd August till 11th of August. So those 10 days, we had all the selections done. We had to study, we had to prepare for the special subject. We had SOP on SW80, that is virus microlight. That's an aircraft. Then we had drill selections every day. We had to practice drill at least 3 hours a day. And after that, we had skeet shooting competition. Every cadet was given 2 rounds. You get 2 rounds, you fire 2 rounds, and if at all you hit the target is called pigeon. In skeet shooting, it is called pigeon. So if at all you hit the target, you'll score points. Even if you touch it, even if the bullet, even if the shell graces the pigeon, you'll get full points. There is no 5 points or half points for that. So for each hit, you'll be awarded 10 points. It was the first time I ever held DBL, and that time I hit the first one. I held the rifle and I hit. I tracked the pigeon, and I hit the first ever pigeon in my life. Pigeon, I mean the clay. The clay target is called the pigeon, just to be sure. It is not a pigeon. So जोश तो आ गया, जोश में होश खो गया. And then the second one, I missed it miserably. All right. But the first one, I feel that it was not luck. I was excited that day because that was the first time I held a DBL. That was a shotgun. The jerk was too much at that day. I'll show you. That is the DBL. He was Samsher sir, warrant officer Samsher Singh. He and Manoj Singh sir are the reasons why I won skeet shooting medal, bronze medal in skeet shooting. After I hit one target, I was scared. I was actually scared because I did not fire both. I did not hit two targets. I was given 2 rounds, so I had to hit two, but I only hit one. My fear was, what if there was a cadet who hit two targets? If somebody had hit two targets, I wouldn't be on the list. That was my fear. So I was afraid of that. But fortunately, nobody hit. The highest was one. There were 4 other cadets who hit one target out of two, and all of us got shortlisted. Some of us got multiple chances, but all right. One was the highest score. Nobody could hit both. So I was also shortlisted. This happened on the third day. And since day 3, skeet shooting practice had been done rigorously. We had practice every day from 9:30 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. We used to fire rounds every day, continuously. And then after many selections and after more than 500 rounds being fired, uh, my name came up as the first one. That is the main shooter of our unit. And then the second name was of Chandu. Chandu is your super senior. So that day we both did not have a very large gap. I hit 5 out of 5 targets thrice. He hit 5 out of 5 targets twice, and the other one he hit 4 out of 5. So he got in as the second skeet shooter for IGC VS. And then my special subject was also good, and also point to firing, I got shortlisted as the second best point to firer, or as the second point to firer, and I was also in the drill contingent of IGC VSU. So my name came up as the first one on the nominal sheet. So I was very happy that day because hard work pays off. I used to study way too much. See, how much ever hard work you put in, you will enjoy the results that much. So yeah, I'll show you a short clip on my skeet shooting. I hit that target. You might not be able to see the pigeon there, but I'll show you in the upcoming clips. So after my IUC, 15 cadets got into the IGC VSC list, and all our 15 cadets with Josh and Zeal, we went to Warangal because that is where the IGC VSC had taken place. And then we gave our best. Everybody gave their best. So uh, I wish all 15 of us got into the training camp, but there were there were only 33 vacancies for the VSC. So you had to choose the best of the best. So yeah, this is the IGC team. This is Monica from MBSR. This is your super senior Ashrita. Uh, this is Sri Ganesh from MBSR, from CMR. This is Kripal from our college. This is Chandu from our college. This is me from our college. Yeah. These are the 5 cadets. No, there is also Sneha. You might not be able to see her also. This is Sneha. She's of my batch. We got into the IGC team. This is uh, after the IGC or before the IGC results were declared. This is the base. This is the hangar where the Warangal group uh, parks their Zen Air. They fly Zen Air aircraft. We fly microlight. If at all we will fly microlight. This is after the VSC camp. I mean IGC VSC camp. This is another clip. You might be able to see the pigeon here. This is the I shot that one too. My best being 10 hits out of 10. That is the reason why I won a bronze medal. You, I guess you could feel the jerk from the hit. So in our IGC, 5 cadets from Anurag got into the IGC list. Though I fired and I hit 5 out of 5 targets in the IUC VSC, which took place in Aushapur campus, Anurag College of Agriculture. I was not very mentally prepared on that day when I went for IGC VSC, because that day I used a different specs. The one who are suffering from hyperopia or myopia might be knowing the difference between using a regular glasses and using a new glasses. So that day I was using a new one because my older one might not be fit for shooting. So I was advised not to use that one. So I used a new one, and we point to firing was scheduled on a certain day, and I was prepared only for point to fire. That day I went and I realized that I'm not able to focus on the target, and yet I fired because I did not know that this is because of my specs that this blur thing or unable to focus thing is happening. So I fired, and the results might not be very feasible for me. So I was not selected for point to firing that day, and I do not regret it because that is not my cup of tea. That was never my best shot. But skeet is all. I always felt that skeet shooting is where I had my uh what do you call, where I could give my 100%. So I was way too confident before IGC, but on that day, because my .22 firing went very bad, my morale was down. So I was not mentally prepared for skeet shooting, and yet skeet shooting was scheduled. It was preset. I mean, it was scheduled for some other day, but it got preponed on the same day when the .22 firing was scheduled. But that day I was not. It was just not my day because I did not realize that it was because of my specs, and everything got ruined that day. And I could only hit 4 targets out of 10. In IUC, I could hit 10 targets out of 10 for as many number of times as possible. I could fire 5 out of 5 targets in front of the GC also. GC in the sense group commander. Our group commander was uh, very happy that there is someone who could fire 5 out of 5 targets. So he was happy that I could win a medal in the BSc. He was sure. He was pretty sure. I was too. I was hoping to win a gold medal at VSC, but unfortunately, it did not happen. And then IGC, I did not get selected for the skeet shooting competition as well, skeet shooting event as well. But my best rates were in my uh, exam. I topped in our unit. When as far as our unit is concerned, I topped our unit's list, and I got into the drill team. I was the only cadet who got into the drill team for training one from Anurag University as well as from two Telangana squad. So training one के लिए 4 cadets got shortlisted from two Telangana Air Squad. From our college, Ashrita and I both got selected. So we went for training one. I was very dejected that day. After the IGC, doomed. Everything was doomed because everything I wished for vanished in a snap of a second. Because I could not fire and hit 10 out of 10 targets, I was bound to not get selected for skeet shooting. My morale was already down, and this is just a double disgrace for me. At that time, it was a double disgrace for me. So what I thought was, all right, if at all I get another chance, I'll prove myself. But what if I don't get selected for skeet shooting? What if I don't get a chance? I always wanted to get into the VSC team. Just not getting selected for skeet shooting doesn't mean I do not have any chances for getting into the VSC contingent. All right. So I worked hard for drill and for tent pitching. I studied hard with one Telangana squad cadets because they had practical experience with uh, virus aircraft, and they already had their sorties. Sorties, I mean, they've already flew the aircraft. So I studied with them, and I improved and sorted my shortcomings. And then in training one, I scored better than what I performed at my IGC or IUC. I performed better, and again, I was the only cadet who got into the BSc drill contingent. Initially, Ganesh was also there, but then for the final team, I was the only cadet who got selected. Uh, in training one, at the end, I was called by Dhruva sir. You might not be knowing him. He's the weapon fitter for our unit. He was the weapon fitter. Now he got transferred. I was called by a cadet stating that I've been called by our CO sir. I do not know the details. I went there to to the skeet shooting area. This is where the skeet shooting taken place in training 1 and training 2. Our IGC, our training 1 and training 2, all three of them took place at Warangal. This is the Mamnur Air Force Station. So when I got called, I went there. I asked them what it was. Sir told me that he is giving me a chance to fire because I forgot to mention I was at the back of all the PI staff. And our CO sir was shocked because I could not score a better mark in skeet shooting in IGC. So he asked me what happened all okay. I told him it was just not my day and And then uh, he asked me to cool down and work for whatever I can change. And yes, I've been doing that. Then he called me. He told me that he's going to give me a chance. I used to carry all the pigeons from here to where the pigeon should be fired. There is a machine where you put in the where you put the pigeon on, and you fire and you throw the pigeon to the air. And after throwing the pigeon, you'll be firing it. So I used to carry it and make myself visible so that I guess you all are understanding what I'm trying to say. So all this had been happening, and at last he gave me a chance. 2 to 3 days before training 1 was ending, I got called and I was given an opportunity. I did not know that it was a selection. Okay. And I did not even know why they were giving me that opportunity. So when I fired 10 rounds. I was only used to five rounds at a time. Firing 5 rounds at a time was what I was used to till IUC. And IGC was the first time when I fired 10 rounds at a stretch. And in training 1, it was my second time to fire 10 rounds at a stretch. So I was thoda sa scared, but then I fired. I hit 8 out of 10 targets because I lost practice, sleight of hand. So I was dejected then too because 10 out of 10 is what I wanted. So he asked me why I couldn't fire, uh, why I couldn't hit 8 targets in IGC. I explained him the reason, and I got to know that whoever got selected as the main team and the what do we call the reserves, both the teams could not score more than 3 out of 10. That was the reason why I got the opportunity to fire again. If they hadn't scored more than, uh, if they hadn't scored less than 3, I wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to prove myself. Just because they only hit 3, I got this opportunity. So I went, I thanked our CEO and also Dhruva sir for giving me that opportunity because that changed all VSC experience for me. So after VSC, after training 1, training 2 started immediately, and we had to fire every day again. We fired almost 500 rounds. So summing up 500 rounds from IUC and also these 500 rounds from till training 2, we fired around 1,000 rounds, 1,000 to 1,100 rounds. So that took a toll on our bodies, and yet we had drill, we had to study, we had point to firing, we had tent pitching, we had line area, and we also had culturals. So all these things should be taken care of. No matter what, skeet shooting is not the only event of VSC. So everybody has their own job. Mine was a bit tougher because I was selected for many events. Mine was drill, skeet shooting, tent pitching, uh, line area, and exam. These five. And uh, I just was able to manage enough time for every other event I was into. That was the reason why I made it to VSC with all five events as my events. So after training one, training two, this is the campfire at culture, French two, at Mamnor Air Force Station, Warangal. It really was a beautiful experience. This is our VSC team. As I already mentioned, there were only 33 vacancies for VSC. So no matter how good a cadet is, only the best out of the best would be getting in. So this is the SD team. And you can see me here. This is at Jodhpur, Rajasthan. This was on the reporting day. And this is our morning roll call. We had PT. We used to have PT every day, 1 hour to 1.5 hour session, and followed by breakfast, and then events. We also had lectures. Our PI staff or sometimes ANOs would be lecturing us on special subject, sometimes SOP, or sometimes life lessons. There were not only PI staff but also very big personalities. Well, right, like him. He's the DDG, Deputy Director General, NCC of Rajasthan. He's LK Jain, Air Commodore LK Jain. This is our BSc drill team. Here I am. As I already mentioned, I'm the only one from two Telangana Air Squadron representing BSc drill team. This is our line area. We had to put up a tent, clean the area, uh, put everything else, set up the fire extinguisher and firefighting equipment, set up water, stay, and AP Telangana podium, and everything else we were given. Finally, coming to the bronze medal thing. This is my cup of tea. Skeet shooting, I always had interest in firing since beginning. And skeet shooting, I fired for the first time in IUC. That is in August 2022. And since then, I got very fond, as I already told you. I did not fire well in IJC, so I did not get into. I did not even get into the reserve team. Leave aside the main team. And then in training one, I fired 8 out of 10 targets with no as such practice. And then I started acing 10 out of 10 targets every time I fired in training too. and I lent some tips and tricks to my co-cadets who were not performing so well as I was asked to. Uh, so yeah, I helped them a bit, but something, if you have it in you, you can do it. If you don't have it in you, you have to earn it. You have to hone that skill. And a 7 days, a mere 7 days will not be enough to hone that skill. All right. So in training too, we fired rigorously, and then came the final selections and shortlisting of candidates and their events. All the 33 names had been called. It so happened that 24th we are leaving for BSc. Our nominal roll and the final list of BSc was released on 23rd midnight. Though we had an idea of who would be leaving us or who would be going till BSc, nothing was confirmed till 23rd midnight. At the night roll call, we were given our respective events. First, the final list was called out, and then the respective events. So my name was in all the events, whichever I told you, except for point two and aero modeling, because aero modeling was not uh, involved in two Telangana Air Squad. Our unit did not have aero modeling. When I was a part of NCC in our unit, we did not have aero modeling. Even if we had aero modeling, we would not have enough time to practice for any other event, because aero modeling guys will be held up with making the aircraft. So they'll require more amount of time. So it will not be feasible for them to move from one event to another. So they were given only aero modeling. Whoever uh, was selected for aero modeling, they will only perform aero modeling. That was it. So I was not into aero modeling nor point to firing. Except these two, I was in everything. And on the day of skeet shooting, I made up my mind. Our reporting was at 5 o'clock in the morning. We had to report all of all the directorates. There are 17 directorates in NCC. Ours is AP and Telangana directorate. But in Air Wing, we only have 16 directorates. Okay. That one other directorate which doesn't have Air Wing is Jammu Kashmir. Okay. So we only had 16. So 16 cadets were called and were asked to report in the morning. Initially, when we were in training too, we were told that two cadets would be representing uh, skeet shooting event from each directorate. But after getting there, we were told that only one cadet from each directorate would be representing respective directorates. So that was a shock, because nobody from the directorates, from any directorate knew this. So fatafat say we had to decide who has to fire Bunte. So it was already obvious in our directorate that I would be going to fire. I would be firing. That was declared. That was decided already. Because my score was way too ahead. Way ahead of all the other scores. Mine was 10 out of 10 uh, average. I used to hit 10 targets as an average. It was not the case for other cadets. So mine was already decided. So I went there. and I made friends with all the other directorate cadets who came for skeet shooting. Everything was set. The machine was set at 60 degrees angle, and all the poles were set. Then there will be two poles. Assume this to be a pole, this to be first pole, and this to be second pole. The machine would be here, somewhere around here. The machine would shoot the pigeon from here, and as soon as the pigeon reaches here, that is the first pole, we will be allowed to hit the pigeon. Okay, so our range or from here we will be allowed, and only till here we will be allowed to hit. So after the pigeon goes ahead of this pole, second pole, we'll be losing that many points. Will not be awarded any points for this one, for that pigeon. So that day I was sure, yeah, I will have to hit 10 targets, and I'm going to hit 10 targets. Well, I made up my mind. I was focused and everything. I made friends with all the other directorate cadets who came for skeet shooting, and I got close with the Delhi directorate. We all moved as a group. I mean, two of us. Uh, Me, Delhi directorates, Utkarsh Chauhan, who got. I'll tell you in the upcoming story, and West Bengal. So when the skeet shooting started, as we are AP and Telangana, our state's name starts with A. So the competition was going in an alphabetical order. So SWs were asked to fire first, and AP Telangana had to fire first because you know A comes first. So after all the SWs firing, SD started, and I fired first. I was sure that I hit 10 targets, but the judgment was a bit biased because the judge felt that one of the pigeons fell on the ground and then broke. Not it was not just me hitting the pigeon and breaking, but the pigeon falling down and hitting the ground and then breaking. So that was a very complicated judgment. So though there were other judges who were uh, complimenting me or who were supporting me, but there was this critic where, and there is this possibility also that it might have happened. Okay, you cannot rule out anything unless you are sure. But I was sure that I hit the target because I could see it. Okay, it might be in such a way that from the angle the judge was looking, the judge was observing, maybe that angle was not in a way where he could see me hitting it. Okay, so that might also be the reason why he did not give me at that point. So he only gave me the score of 9 out of 10. That is 180 points out of 200 points. After me, there was Bihar, and then Delhi. Delhi got 10 out of 10. Utkarsh Chauhan, and and another one, uh, Maharashtra cadet. He also scored 9 out of 10 points, which put me on the hook again. And there was also this northeastern region cadet who also scored 9 out of 10. And there was this West Bengal guy again. The West Bengal guy hit 10 out of 10 targets, which again gave me an impression that if at all I did not fire, or if at all some other guy did not fire 9, but if if the guys who hit 9 targets had hit 10 targets, I wouldn't have been in a tie. Okay. Just because two other guys, the Northeastern guy and the Maharashtrian, just because these two cadets scored 9 out of 10, and I also scored 9 out of 10, we all three of us tied. If at all one of us fired and hit 10 out of 10 targets, I wouldn't have been in the competition at all. That was what I was afraid of during the competition. But the moment somebody scored 10 out of 10 targets and it didn't happen to be me, I was broken again, heartbroken. Because I went to VSC just because I wanted to brag the gold medal in skeet shooting. And unfortunately, I couldn't. No regrets. Because somebody is always better than you, be it anything. And you don't have to be the best one in all the events. Be mediocre in all the events rather than being the best in one event. Okay. So the Delhi guy and the West Bengal guy, these two cadets got tied and they fought for gold and silver. In my video, you could see me breaking. You could see me breaking the pigeon there. There will always be uh, a possibility that your your bullet might just touch the pigeon and go. It might not completely break the pigeon. Okay. So when we got tied, our instructions were, even if you hit the pigeon, you will not be awarded a point. You will be awarded a point only if you completely break the pigeon. That was the instruction. Okay. So hitting the target would be easy, but breaking the target completely is skill. We were given 4 rounds to each cadet. But in our 5 cadets, among our 5 cadets, 2 of us were fighting for gold and silver, and 3 of us were fighting for only bronze. First, the cadets who were fighting for gold and silver went first, and they fired. The West Bengal cadet, uh, his name is Vishal Pandey, gold medalist in skeet shooting, NEA VSC 2022. He fired and broke two pigeons completely out of 4, and he did not even hit the other 2 targets. I mean, he missed 2 of them. Utkarsh Chauhan, he hit only uh, 1 pigeon, and that 1 pigeon broke, and the other 3 were missed. And then coming to the bronze medal tie-up, I went first because again ours is AP and Telangana, and we were going in an alphabetical order. I fired first, and I hit 2 targets and completely broke, and they got completely broken. And then I also hit the other 2 targets, but they're not completely broke. They were not completely broken. Okay. Some part of it was broken. You could see that a small part of it came out, but it was not completely broken. So I still hit the target. But the catch in the tie-up was I should completely break the target. So that was not counted. So I was given 2 points again out of 4. The next one was Maharashtrian. That guy went and fired. He could only hit one. No, he did not even hit one target. His score was 0 out of 4. And then the NER cadet, Northeastern region. NER is Northeastern region from Mizoram and 7 other states. So he went. I was afraid again because what if he scores? His stance was good, and his procedure, how he fires, how he takes, uh, how he tracks the target is very impressive. So I was sure he, uh, if he's going for it, he would either score more than me or he would score as much as me. Okay. So I was on a hook again, but to my fortune, he only hit one and he only broke one target. So his score was 1 out of 4, and I was given the bronze medal in skeet shooting, AIVSC 2022. Uh, this is me taking the medal. This is DDG Rajasthan, NCC, LK, Air Commodore LKJN. And this is the AIVSC achievers. I got bronze medal for skeet shooting. These two got bronze medal for aero modeling. And she got silver medal for .22 firing in SWs. This is me in AIVSC with no achievements. Absolutely no achievements other than the AFA camp. And this is me after AIVSC. This is the flying badge, which I got after flying microlight SW80, also called as Virus. We flew that aircraft. All the cadets who went for AIVSC along with me flew Virus SW80. And all of us wear that flying badge. This is the AIVSC badge, AIVSC Jodhpur 2022. This is the medal I was awarded. This is the Air Force Attachment Camp, Academy Camp badge. And this is the firing badge. This chain is worn by all the cadets just to put in or to attach their ID card. So that is not a achievement or that is not a decoration. And this, as you all know, this is the rank. I was CUO, Cadet Under Officer. And this one, this eagle will be given to all the cadets who go to AIVSC or who do the AIVSC camp. All right. So I came from this to this. So that is a progress for me. And yeah, if there are any doubts or any queries, I'm here. You may ask. I guess there are no questions, so let us go and discuss the tips. I want to give you all some tips. If you want to represent your directorate, that is this directorate, in any of the national camps, please prepare for your special subject. Prepare for your special subject and SOP. Those two will help you a lot. They'll help you for AIVSC, they'll help you for RDC best cadet selections, and also be well versed with current affairs. Current affairs will also fetch you many marks in RDC. I mean in the selection. So if you want to become the unit senior or go a level up over CUO, that is to become CSUO, cadet senior under officer, do everything you can and do everything that is offered. All the important camps. Important camps I stress on RDC, I'm stressing on VSC, I'm stressing on AFA, I'm stressing on IDSSC, and I'm stressing on YEP. These 5 camps are the major camps. So if not all, try doing as many as possible. Okay. Yeah. If at all anyone is interested in getting into the armed forces, you'll have an opportunity to get into the Air Force and the Indian Army by NCC Special Entry. You may apply through NCC Special Entry and go for the SSB directly without giving any exam. And then, if you are qualified enough, if you have the officer-like qualities they require, you'll be recommended. So this is a +1 or plus any number, because without any exam you'll be going for the SSB. So work hard for it and see to it that all the cadets of your batch and your juniors would get A grade or to the least B grade. That is it. If at all you get C grade, you'll not be eligible to apply for the NCC Special Entry. So see to it that you get at least B grade. So that's it. And also never neglect your academics. Your academics and NCC must go in hand. So balance both and do everything you can, do everything that must be done. Jai Hind. I would also like to thank Mr. Malisha sir, our CTO, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. And I look forward to meeting you all in person so I can give you all more tips. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience, taking out your time, and coming. I hope all the cadets got the insights of AIVSC, and I hope many will get to AIVSC. Thank you, sir.